The Filipina girl, her family, and you could be it's a different culture. I'm talking to big percentage of my viewers are foreigners, primarily Westerners, U.S., Canada, Australia, New Zealand, European, British, UK. So kind of talking to them, but I do know a couple of American ladies who married Filipino men also. I don't want to exclude you, but we're talking about the culture shock a little bit, the different cultures. And in fact, a couple of girls that I know, ladies that married Filipinos, they met them in the U.S. The Filipino was working in the U.S. and they worked together, got married, had a family, and so they were in that U.S. culture. If you're pretty much focused in on if you are coming to the Philippines and if you're meeting a girl, or for the girls, if you're meeting a guy and you're not that familiar with the culture yet, um, it is it's different. They're where a lot of us Westerners are more individualistic and have different interests. Filipinos are much more family oriented, and I do know one or two foreigners who had. I think one guy. I think he had a relationship with a girl, pretty good relationship for 3 years. And eventually found out he determined that the family had way too much influence. He had a lot less influence. The family had a much bigger influence, and they finally broke it off amicably, I think. Um, but I suggest you go into relationships. You come over here, and the fact that an older man uh, can date a younger Filipina, then it's accepted, tolerated, and accepted here in the Philippines. You can fall in love or lust very quickly over here. And I know a number of some of my friends and subscribers who have got married very, very quickly. And some they've got ongoing relationships, a little bit rocky at times. But I suggest not just the relationship with the girl, but also the relationship with the family. Now, I've developed a relationship with my girlfriend's family. A good relationship. Uh, my fiance now. Um, it's taken time once you go into their home environment, and I know that early on, um, they've become much more. For 6 years that I've known my girlfriend, early on they were a little more cautious, I think, about how they acted, but not too much so. But I think it's natural uh, for people to be a little more cautious, a little more conservative, perhaps, around a newcomer into the family, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. And every family's going to be a little bit different anyway. But I suggest you go in slowly, get to know the people, the family, and I have her brothers, her sisters, her aunties, her aunts, her uncles, and extended family. I've been to a number of birthdays and baby christenings and the holidays, Christmas in particular. I've gotten to know the family and did a little drinking. I listen to a lot of books, and I listened to a book about various cultures and about business. And a business consultant was saying that, for instance, the situation was with Japanese. The American businessmen want to come and have a meeting, get right down to business. Japanese and probably other Asians as well. They want to see you outside the workplace. They want to get to know you, and they will take you drinking, and they want to see what person you are when you're drinking. Do you still handle yourself? How do you handle yourself? Do you open up about your life? And I think to some degree, although not every Filipino and their family drinks, but they want to see you let your guard down, so to speak. Uh, Understand there are cultural differences. There is the respect given to elders. Even I've had a number of times, even I forget sometimes, I go into the family and there's a number of people, different families there, and someone will reach out their hand and I think they're going to shake my hand, and no, they take my hand and they put it to their forehead. That is a form of respect, of blessing, and it still surprises me sometimes. I should understand that. But I even see Filipinos, maybe in their 30s and 40s, do that to their elders, somebody older than them, somebody they respect. Uh, and they'll take their hand and, yeah, put it, bow down a little bit, put it to their forehead, and that is a sign of respect. Different culture. Um, a lot of people I know very well, Filipinos, still call me Sir, Sir Rod. And I've told them, you don't just call me Rod. You don't have to call me Sir Rod. No, it's a form of respect, sir, Sir Rod. So I accept that. Um, you, the family may be more conservative in many different ways, or they might not be. Um, Catholic, if they're Catholic, the religious differences um, could be different. Uh, Praying before a meal is very common, and in fact, if we get together with my family in the U.S. for Thanksgiving or something, somebody will get everybody together to say a prayer, a Thanksgiving prayer before Thanksgiving or Christmas. So that's not unusual for many families in the U.S. around the world, but even more so here in the Philippines, I think. And my experience is that there's a couple people in many families that speak pretty good English. I know one girl in the family who works at a call center, speaks English all day long, most days. And she came home one time during the holidays, and she lives in the same house. And she says, I'm tired of speaking English. I don't want to speak any more English today, because Filipinos, they're bilingual. They know their local regional language, Visaya here in the central Visayas primarily, but not entirely. Filipino, which is mostly Tagalog. Filipino language is the national language. English is the second official language. But oftentimes, excuse me for a minute, that looks like a turkey. I made all these with AI, artificial intelligence, all these pictures, and none of them. I used many different models and reworded it. Looks like I got a big turkey in most cases and not a lechon. Anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, and talking about eating and feasting, still many Filipinos and people from India, different countries, very common to eat with your hands and not a spoon and knife and fork and such. They always give me a spoon or a fork, or you go in some restaurants too. You can get little plastic gloves to wear while you and pick up your rice and your food and eat with your hand. Otherwise, they have a wash basin, and after you're done eating, go and wash your hands off. Very common. Um, I don't like to do it personally, but anyway, it's part of the culture here. So you could have a cultural adjustment, and if you don't adjust, it could be a little bit more or accepting. Be tolerant, accepting at least, and if you aren't, you'll be in uncomfortable situations. And I know a couple people, long time, been here in the Philippines a long time, but you will still hear them say in different situations. In America or in Britain, we do it this way. In Australia, you would think we would you would think they would do it the way we want it done in Australia. And they get a little upset, and I don't understand that. You're in a Philippine country, and you want things done the way it's done in your country. It's just gonna give you some heartburn and some stress if you don't just kind of accept it. You may have some influence around your sphere of influence, but you're probably not gonna make a big change in the culture here. Confrontation is a big no-no here, especially, and it's bad enough if you do it one-on-one, but if you do it in public in front of their family, friends, co-workers, absolutely very bad thing to do. Face, it's an Asian thing, not just Filipino thing. And saving face, being embarrassed in front of others, especially, or being embarrassed, period, is just doesn't go over very well at all, and you will lose the respect of that person. A couple of other things and observations. Number one, if you're coming to meet somebody, a girl, a guy, it's important to bring a gift. Even if you just go to, let's say you go to Philippines to Thailand and come back to your girlfriend, paslabong, I think is how you spell it. It's bringing a gift from your home country or wherever you've been, even if it's just to a different island in the Philippines. It's usually expected. I had a girl, my first girl I met, I took a trip someplace, short trip, and I came back and she said, "Where's my gift? Where's my gift?" And I had not even thought about it. I think I went back to the U.S. and I was traveling back, and yeah, it was a very embarrassing situation for me. And that's not just here in the Philippines. A lot of Asian countries, probably other countries as well, and even in the U.S. If I was invited to somebody's house for dinner or something, yeah, I would always bring something. Usually like a bottle of wine, depending upon which friend it was. Some side dish or something. Bring something, even if you have to buy it in a grocery store. Another observation I've made, tell me if this is true in your experience, is that Filipinos don't talk a lot while they're eating. They're concentrating on eating. I had my first roommate in college. In fact, he told me once, he said, if God wanted us to eat and talk at the same time, he would have given us two mouths. you know, Whereas Italians talk a lot. Italians generally, the family, and my ex-wife, she married into an Italian family, and she says, "Man, they're eating and talking and very loud and boisterous the whole time." So another difference in cultures. Also, sharing food. You'll see food ordered, put on the table if you're in a restaurant or somebody's home or something, and yeah, people just kind of dive in, and I think in some cases it's like if you don't go after what your share, you're not going to get it. Somebody else is going to eat it. And I've got an Australian friend too. He says, we've gone out to eat with him and his wife a number of times, and from the very start, we would order different things, and he said it's Australian custom to share food. So if I order a lasagna, and it'll come in a dish, and I'll take some, and then everybody else will take some of my lasagna. I thought that lasagna was just for me, and he said, "No, no, no, we share everything, whatever we order, and we share." He got upset once. He doesn't like beef that much. I was hungry for a hamburger. I ordered a hamburger, and I ate the whole thing myself. And I heard him complain to one of his friends later one time. Rod ordered a hamburger and he didn't even share it with us. Well, he doesn't like beef anyway, so big deal. Anyway, let me know in the comments the cultural observations you've experienced and observed, even in your own country. What is different there than other countries that you've visited? Your experiences, observations. Anyway, thanks for coming along, and we'll see you in the next video. I've got a couple more real estate videos coming up very, very soon.